Welcome back, and thank you for staying with us. You're still watching a Nile Cruise coming to you from the Media Professional Sports Club in the 6th of October city. This episode coming to you from this beautiful football field on the occasion of Egypt hosting Cannes 2019, the 32nd edition, from the 21st of June to the 19th of July. Time now to introduce to you a very dear guest. He is Regan Majuk Chol, and he is the manager of the Freedom Stars team, a group of musicians and dancers who perform for peace and love. Thank you very much, Reagan, for being with us on Nile TV International. It's a pleasure.
Thank you too. Really, I'm so happy to be here
Thank
with
you.
you too, in this time exactly.
Thank you. Reagan and his team, the Freedom Stars team, come from South Sudan. So welcome, first of all, to your second country here, Egypt. And Reagan, tell me, why are you here? I'm sure it has something to do with football, with Cannes 2019. Peace and love. Yeah.
Really, if we go back to the history, Misr and Egypt and Sudan and South Sudan, they are all the same one country in history. If I'm in here, if I came to Egypt, I feel like at home.
You should.
Yes, I feel like at home, and I think there is no difference being here or there. And I'm so happy to join you on this possible and much playing African CAF League of Nations with my team
Yes.
to send a message of peace and love. As we know, so many people they were struggling to send a message. Some of them they send message through the newspaper. Some of them they send it through to sing a song, like what we are doing right now in our team.
Yes.
We use to look for the beautiful thing, beautiful part of Africa, and then send it through the message and music. Is that what we are doing with my team?
So tell me, Reagan, where else have you been in Africa? Where else have you been performing?
We've been performing in South Sudan and Sudan. There we came to Egypt. Exactly, we don't spend so many years before we organizing up this team. It started on day 26 of October 2011.
Mm-hmm.
Then we dynamic with sending the message of love through this. Our goal and missions is to send a message of love and unity in Africa. And I think it's why we are here today, or in this great day. Really, I'm so happy, and the rest of my colleagues, they are happy being here in their second country, or the same thing, we are in the same country. Yeah.
Reagan, are you going to stay the course of the African Cup of Nations? For how long are you staying and performing here in Egypt?
Yeah, after I'm gonna stay after the end of the
Great,
cup,
great.
and then I will plan to go back if I have
So
something.
you're going to watch the cup here.
Yes,
Are you a football fan?
I used to watch football, but I'm not committing myself loving
Yeah.
football because I choose my own way
Yes.
of to be an artist
Yeah.
or following up how we can organize a message and send the message through this. But all the same, they are doing one thing.
Yeah. So what is it that you find is common between art, the art you're performing, and football? What's common between them?
Come on, between them, they just create the joy and happiness. You see, when you love, like Mohammed Salah, all Egyptians, they are happy for the performance which has been present by Mohammed Salah, has their son. And it's not only Egypt, but all Africa, they are proud about Mohammed Salah. This thing, artists and some musicians, politician people, and some others businessmen, they are integrating through loving one of the icon which is showing is a strong power inside him,
Yeah.
potential and talents of playing a football. You
Yeah.
see, when you do the thing which are attracting the people they will gathering around you, loving you because of this. So there is a linking between art and football when they send a message of doing a good thing and performing a thing that can represent the people.
Very true, and especially that Salah is a role model. Also, sorry, Reagan, Sadio Mane is another hero for Africa. Aubameyang, Naby Keita, and all the other great African footballers. And we have had over the years some very, very, very special players. George Weah, Roger Mila, Drogba, Itu, Kanu, Emmanuel Amunike, Rashidi Yakini, and we're forgetting here. We're forgetting, but we've had some great African footballers throughout the history.
Yes, yes, of course, really. Africa have a strong, and will still bringing up those heroes. And I think we cannot able to account them. We cannot, because we are still, and there is some of them, they are still growing, and they are still growing up. Really, I'm more than proud to be one of African.
Of course, I must also mention, I mean, this is not, I'm not just mentioning these players because they are the only ones, but simply because they came to my mind. Of course, but the big names that we mentioned there were very special, but I cannot not mention Kaloush Abwalia, or maybe Rabih Majir or Badu Zaki, and other players that came coming to mind. Africa has had Yusuf Fofana, Abidi Pillay. Africa has had over the years some jewels, some of the best in the world.
Yeah, really,
Yeah.
really.
And youth competitions, you know, in FIFA competitions, in the under 17 and the under 20, and you have Nigeria and you have Cameroon and you have winning World Cups. And you have also in the Olympics, and you have Senegal, and you have, I mean, football is very special in Africa.
Yes, yes, of course. Really.
And arts in general. So talk to me about football and art, and how, again, you plan to, you know, intertwine them.
Yeah, all this, I think before opening the day of the African Cup, they will they will invite those artists to open a day of World Cup, of African Cup of the Nations, which means that there is a linking between two things together. There were messengers and performers that all of them, they will come in account of Africa in the way they were performing a good thing. So there is a relationship. There is a relationship between art and football, because those who were performing this, they are a son of Africa, and African, they will feel proud and happy of them. Message could be sent through voice, and even through styles, or doing a thing silently. Message will reach others people, and I think African is dynamic through football and art and some other things which we are not mentioned them in our debating. African, they could bring this together. When they realize that those things, they will integrate each others, artists, they feel that they are supporting this, they are pushing this will to continue it going ahead in terms of encouraging them as a football players. And I hope if those artists plan, and my team, I will be able to think about how we can brought up these things. And those names of heroes who were playing a football, we can make them, we can send them a message of love, that we are proud of them and we are not far away from them. If we sing a song that can bring them together, that could be linked between art and football at the same time.
Yeah, beautiful. So, do you intend to go to the stadium and watch matches in the stadium um, during the tournament? Or do you intend to perform around stadiums? Where are you going to perform?
Really, uh, I've planned to go with my team to encourage opening day, and after that, and during March, I don't even choose who I'm going to support because I'm away from football. I just take it in generally
Yeah,
as a cup of African, but
yeah,
if there is a division of loving the other team against the other
yeah.
team, I'm out. I'm far away
Great.
from
So you
from.
want to see the
I want
24
to
teams
see.
winning, everybody
Yes,
winning.
everybody
Great.
is winning. I'm
Yeah.
with him.
Yes, great.
I'm supporting winner.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Well, it's the easiest way to go, and it's the nicest way to go, by the way, when you say, I cannot go with my friend against that other friend, or against this brother against that brother. So, I mean, we are all one, after all, in
Yeah,
Africa.
yeah,
And I guess football and art are two of the best things that can get us closer to each other.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, they are get to close each others because they are the same people, the same brothers who is performing in this thing. But if in at the time of another thing, people they may think that art and football they are different and it is apart from other thing. But all of them they are sending a message. They are sending one message. Imagine if African plan to own a World Cup. It doesn't happen in history before, but we hope.
In South Africa, yeah,
Yeah, we hope
yeah,
to win a World Cup.
yeah.
This will
We
be our
won
count.
in the young ages,
Yeah,
and the youngsters, 17 and under
yeah,
17, under
yeah.
20. We won,
This could
won
be
big in the
put in
seniors.
plan
Yeah.
very, very, very early, so we can achieve it in has a long term
Well,
strategy.
if I'm not mistaken, the best footballer of all time, the Black Jewel, Pelé, has said that he thinks that Africa will win a World Cup one day. If if I'm correct, that's what he said.
Yeah,
And it's only logical that one day it will happen. It should
yeah.
happen.
Those people who won the cup, I think they have the same planning. Everybody choose their own, and that choose should be positively. Everybody need to look positive, to win, to be well known, to have a good thing. So when you start doing them, and you reach that the goal, you reach the goal. It is normally like what Brazilian been doing all the time. They choose before they do it, and then during their performance, all the world they know that who is Brazilian in terms of football. So if Africa plan to do this, why not? It could
Absolutely.
happen.
You know, when in the 90s, and especially Cameroon, the Mila team, and especially Nigeria as well, that famous team of 1994. I mean, Nigeria and Cameroon specifically, they had teams that won the Olympics and that could have won the World Cup had it just gone right or been lucky in one match or so, especially Cameroon and Nigeria. And looking over the history, these two specifically are very special.
Yeah, really,
Yeah.
really, they were competing,
Yeah, yeah,
but
and Ghana as well. So we
Ghana,
shouldn't say,
Ghana,
yeah,
Black
and
Star.
Ghana
I
as
hear
well.
about the Black Star of Ghana.
I mean, they were also close, but the cup being here in Egypt now, the African Cup of Nations in Egypt, and this is the 5th time that Egypt is hosting it, and Egypt has won it a record 7 times out of 31. Told us that you're not following closely, but any expectations as we close out and listen now to your band, because we are eager to listen to your team perform.
Yeah,
Any
yeah,
expectations?
yeah,
Egypt is playing at home, so do they have a better chance?
yes, they have a better chance. Why? Because achieving the thing, you need to have a confidence in you. But if you are at home, you will feel confident, and that confidence will push you to reach the goal very easily, because your mind will focus through goal. But if you are away, you may feel fear
Yeah.
and gaggling of people around you or noises and all
Yeah.
this. That thing will not encouraging you to achieve the goal. But if you are at home, there is possibilities of Egypt to win the cup through confidence, because they were at home and they are the one who is organizing this. And if they feel fear to reach the goal,
Yeah.
I think I don't understand. But
Yeah, very true.
I hope.
The one thing that I want to say here about Africans in general is that the fear factor is very little. I don't know. There's something about the African spirit in general. It's a happy spirit. It's a confident spirit. It's Africans love life. They love to perform. They love to be showy sometimes. So
Yeah.
usually, a good factor, I think, for the visiting teams now who are here in Egypt, there will be no fear, because Africans by nature, they don't fear, right? Am I right?
Yes, you
Yeah.
are right.
Yeah.
The fear, I mean, with the fear, when your supporters are more
Pressure
than my
you.
supporter,
Yeah.
that will create a little
Pressure.
fear, but
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
doesn't mean that you are not belong
Yeah.
to your
Yeah.
brother or
Yeah.
this fear. I mean, the fear,
The pressure. Yeah.
yeah, the pressure
Yeah.
of performing.
Yeah. Very true.
When you have a thing now, if we are talking, you recommend me or you request me to make the phone silent, because when the phone ring, I will not focus on what we are talking about. The same thing. The same thing. I know those are the son of African and they have right to perform. But if there is a mind which thinking outside,
Yeah.
they will lose a
Yeah.
performance. That's what I
Yeah.
mean with this fear
Yeah,
and pressure.
and the most important thing is the performance. And one thing, as I close out with you, and before we listen to your team perform for the Freedom Stars, I want to say that one thing that I'm personally waiting for, and I'm sure an artist like you is, and a lot of football fans are the celebrations after scoring the goals, because Africans are the best at celebrating when goals are scored. They are a joy to watch. And please, can anyone do something new, so creative like Roger Mila? Because since that Mila celebration, yes, we've seen a lot of beautiful celebrations, but nothing like Roger Mila in the World Cup. So that's one of the things, I think that's why we expect 2 billion people around the world to watch. It's not just about football, it's about the atmosphere, the joy, the fun. Please stay with us here on Nile Cruise, dear viewers. Thank you, and on behalf of you, we thank you very much Reagan Majuk Chol, the manager of the Freedom Stars team, and we're going to be listening to his team perform now. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Reagan.
Thank you. Really, I'm so happy. Thank you. Thank you very much.